y'all. Today we are going to be doing just a soft, peachy, warm type glam. And while again I talk about things, open-ended conversation, things that I want to talk about, things that I feel like would be pertinent and important to the outside world. So again, if you are looking for a warm peachy glam tutorial and you just want to sit here and listen to me, stay tuned, keep on watching, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. See you soon. I already did my brows off camera. I tried to do them a little bit more natural, and I know they probably look still thick, still dark, but that literally is just how my natural eyebrows are. So I'm gonna get started actually with blending out a little bit of concealer on my lids so I can start my eyeshadow first. I'm going to take the Maybelline Fit Me concealer in Sands, and I'm just gonna put this across my lids and blend it out, just as a good eyeshadow base. And I'm just gonna take like a fluffy concealer blending brush and just blend it out. I like to blend my concealer out, like the majority of it in the middle, and then just feather out this ends. And make sure you just keep on blending. As you blend, it's gonna set and kind of lock into your face, and you'll be able to kind of get rid of those streaks and stuff, because that is the product of fresh concealer. But just to get my open-ended conversation starting, because you know we love a chatty get ready with me, the main thing I think I just want to share, I don't really think, well, it is advice, but basically my social media routine as someone who is, I would see myself as an influencer, someone who uses a platform. Social medias are platforms to uplift themselves, uplift their business, uplift what they're doing in their life. I honestly, in terms of social media, I do not get on social media unless I'm promoting my business or my YouTube page. Like literally, I don't even partake in like really liking or sharing anything anymore. I might save a funny meme or something like that, or a funny picture, uplifting motivational quote, something like that. But as far as actually participating in like the social interaction on social media, I don't really do it anymore. And I don't because I realize that literally, if you think about it in this literal sense, social media, like I said, is a platform. It's meant to bring attention to what you're doing. A lot of people like see social media as a place to post like your highlight reels, like basically the good things in your life and stuff like that. And I mean, that is a good way to just like use social media. But I feel like in that same sense, you can use social media in that same sense, and it'll become like a crutch for you to just like constantly let people know that you're doing okay. And I feel like, as if, well, me personally, if I know I'm doing okay, I don't need to let the world know. So I mean it is what it is. And I'm setting my concealer. I don't really use yellow based powders. It's getting a little cold. My skin tone is like losing a bit of its yellow undertone, so I'm using a bit more of a neutral powder. I'm also using the Maybelline Fit Me. I don't have the lid to it, but it's the loose finishing powder in light medium, and I also have their loose setting powder in medium deep as well. So I'm just using a little bit of this to set the concealer on my eyes before we get started into the rest of our makeup. And I feel like this also gives a little bit more coverage to the concealer since they're kind of close in color. But yeah, I don't use social media to like let people know that I'm okay, because I know that I'm okay. So I feel like that's just something we should just sit in and know, that you don't have to update the world with every piece of your life. Again, maintaining privacy is the best way to maintain peace. So that's like my main goal, my main thing behind just using social media and not letting it become something where I feel like I have to always like post and update everything that I'm doing. Will I post and update you when I have a new product that's launching, or when I make an update to my website, or when I am filming a new YouTube video? Of course, yes, because that's what you use a platform for, to uplift what you're doing as far as like building yourself, building your brand. I don't want to use it to give people a inside specific scoop into my life, if that makes sense. But for our makeup look, I'm going to be using the Milani Gilded Gold palette. And now that I've set my eyes and everything is nice and like primed out and based and nice, I'm going to take a fluffy blending eyeshadow brush like this, and I'm going to take the color, it's called 100p right here, and I'm gonna just take and lightly put this across my upper crease area. But yeah, like as far, and I love Milani eyeshadow palettes too. They're super affordable. I believe I got this palette like a couple years ago. It was literally less than $10, and I'm telling you, very good. I love their foundation too. I actually need to pick some up, just go off on a tangent. But Milani eyeshadows are a very good like drugstore, like affordable makeup brand. I definitely recommend them. But I try to maintain my privacy the best that I can by just not posting every single thing that I'm doing on social media. And that also ties into like, it's good to share your goals. I mean, I feel like if you put yourself in the position of an influencer, because that's what I would put myself in the position as, it's good to share things, like share your goals, share your uplifting like words of encouragement and stuff like that. Like that's kind of what I'm doing now. But you, like in terms of like your personal goals, coffee break, your personal life, like those direct things that are very close, that you hold close to your heart, don't share don't share that closeness with the world. Because unfortunately, I feel like I've said this before in a previous video, not all the world is bad. I don't believe that the whole world is bad, but there are a lot of people out there that don't, this might ruffle a few feathers. There is a lot of people in this world that thrive off negativity, and they just fundamentally don't want to see you happy. So I feel like the main, especially in the age of technology, we're so connected now through our phones, through our media devices. As soon as you share something that is like good, like on social media, anybody who thrives off negativity is gonna come in and try to just like grab that and latch onto it and just like extract all of that positive energy. Even though they thrive off negative energy, they want to extract all that positive energy because it's low-key, like it's satisfying to them. Again, I might ruffle a few feathers with that one, but it's the truth. It's what I see to be the truth. So if I can give any advice, it's to just like limit your social media activity if you want to maintain peace and privacy in your life. I honestly, since I've just enacted this, like, okay, I'm only gonna post if I am uploading something that's lifting my brand, myself, influencing content creation, I've felt way more peaceful and just way more grounded. And I feel like I'm developed a more healthier relationship with like social media and like the net because of it. So again, it is what it is. And another thing, before I move on to the next topic, I actually have a few more things to talk about in terms of social media. I honestly was raised, sometimes I can't lie, I'm not perfect, I forget it sometimes. Coffee break. Sometimes I do forget this notion, this saying. I was raised on the premise, specifically by my mom, if you do not have anything nice to say, don't say it at all. So again, I feel like social media, since it's such an open flat platform, like Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, all those type things, it gives people the opportunity to forget that notion, whether they learned it or not. If you don't have anything nice to say, like, don't say it at all. So it can be very, it's like almost, it's a bait. It's baiting you to like kind of be like pessimistic. It can bait you to be negative and to point that finger at people. But again, another thing is, I feel like it's like a country thing. When you're pointing one finger at someone, it's three fingers pointing back at you. So who are you really pointing at? It's one of those type things. So again, not necessarily wholeheartedly disconnecting from social media, but only like using it to post when I'm doing something good, something that's uplifting that platform, something that's bettering myself. I realized that like it has like basically any judgment, because we're all a little bit judgmental, we all have our own personal opinions. It has like affected me in a positive way to where I lose the urge to just want to point the finger and just like, not like, if you have an opinion and you feel like you need to share it, that's one thing. But if it's a negative opinion, sometimes that same negative energy that could be projected on the social media could cause you to like project a negative opinion. I feel like I've just lost all, like, unless I have something positive to say on social media besides posting about my business, my brand, content creation, influencing and stuff like that, I just don't say nothing. I just use it as a platform, something that's meant to lift you up and lift myself up higher. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of my Mario Badescu rose water spray, and I'm going to take like a fluffy flat brush, and I'm going to spray this. And I'm going to take the color from the Milani palette. Oop, let me wipe this off a little bit. Got a little spray on it. There we go. But I'm going to take from the Milani palette. This color is called Boss Lady. It's this like peachy warm gold color. And I'm just going to pat that across my inner lid. And I like to pat because I feel like it puts more of the pigment on your lid than like swiping it, because I feel like that will like wipe the pigment off just as fast as you place it. So I'm just gonna pat it on, kind of bring it up into my crease, across my lid. And wetting your brush before you use like shimmery, sparkly shades, I really feel like that intensifies the color. So I would recommend wet your brush with a little bit of setting spray every other time that you dip into the color, just to give yourself a little bit more of a color payoff. So I'm just gonna pat this on my lid. And just kind of blend it up. Alright, now that we have that color placed and it's nice and blended with the rest of your eyeshadow, what I'm going to do to define my outer corner just a little bit more, to give my eyes a little bit more shape, is that I want to take a smaller concentrated blending brush. So I'm going to take the Anastasia brush that comes with their like standard palettes, and I'm going to take this color right here, It's called Legacy, and I'm just gonna concentrate this in my outer corner. Just a little bit, because we don't want to turn this into like a soft brown look. We want to keep it peachy and let that color, Boss Lady, that peachy gold color, let that stay the focus. So just take a little bit of it, and I'm just gonna blend in circles to my outer lid. But yeah, if I can give again any advice, just check yourself before you go on social media. And like, if you don't have anything nice to say, if you feel like you have negative energy attached to you, if you feel like you're kind of having a bad day, I feel like sometimes social media can make you feel worse if you're not in the right energy, if you're not in the right space to use it. So just like, be cautious, be cognizant of that. Make sure you take like a personal self inventory and just like act accordingly, move accordingly. It will always work out in your favor when you use social media responsibly and use it in a way to uplift yourself, uplift your platform. So just to bring everything together, because I feel like I kind of have a harsh line with that peach color right there, I'm just going to take a fluffy blending brush that's clean and just kind of like soften those edges just a little bit. I don't want to move the brush out of my crease. I'm just softening the edges because I don't want to bring this color up all the way to my brow bone. I'm just softening those edges. Perfect. So the next thing that I'm going to do, I'm going to move into my foundation after I take a little sip of coffee. It's a pumpkin spice latte, you guys. I love fall. I also have one of my beautiful clove incense. My room smells like spicy Christmas. Love that. But I'm gonna take a beauty blender, and the foundation that I'm using today is the Il Makiage Woke Up Like This foundation, not concealer. I am in the color 140. I did the like skin match and stuff like that to get this foundation that they have on their website. I actually really like this foundation. The only thing I do though before I apply it, because it is like a soft matte type foundation, I'm used to like dewy type matte foundations, I like to spray just a little bit of like my rose water spray. Well, this is orange blossom spray, just to hydrate my face before I put it on. So I'm gonna take a couple pumps, take like 1.5. I'm gonna get my nice fresh and moist beauty blender, and I'm gonna apply this to my face all over. But honestly, as much as I just talked about social media and stuff like that, I still see it as a good thing. Like, while it could be a little bit negative, or a little bit too attached to each other to be connected through our phones all the time, that doesn't necessarily mean it's a good thing. I feel like as far as like beauty influencing, building a brand, building a business, social media is probably one of the best things that ever happened for things like that, because it allows you to be connected with people on a more personal level. So again, that's why you should use it, to like connect with people in that way, instead of like letting it produce negative energy in your life, don't let it produce negativity in your life, because it can. We're all connected, so there's positive people there, there's negative people there, there's people that are neutral. Your goal, your aim should be to like get those positive people up and active on your platform, to just like share your content and they can share back with you. And I mean, it is what it is. So I'm gonna finish blending this out on my face. And again, I'm using this foundation because I feel like I'm losing a little bit of the warm tone to my face. It is getting cooler outside. I don't want to say I haven't been going outside less. I have been just out in the sun, but I feel like my skin is starting to lose some of that warm olivey tone to it, so I want to use a foundation that's less warm. A lot of my foundations are still my summer color, so I just want to make sure that everything matches up perfectly. Go across your forehead. And I love this foundation because even though it kind of dries into like a matte, soft matte type of finish, it still looks skin-like. But I just have to be careful because, again, I don't want my skin to like dry out, because I feel like more soft matte foundations can make your skin look a little dry. I just make sure that I use hydrating products on top of it. But I wouldn't say this is a bad foundation at all. But if you like your look to look a little bit more dewy and soft like me, make sure that you use hydrating products on top. This is also a good foundation to use. I actually need to get this foundation in my summer color because I actually prefer using more soft matte foundations when it's warmer outside, because it can help with oil control when you might be sweating just a little bit. So blend this all out. Make sure everything's nice and set. Make sure you blend to your ears, around your cheekbones, down your chin. Make sure everything is nice and blended. Make sure you blend around your nose. And everything should be good. Perfect. So the next thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna move into my next topic and move into my concealer. The next thing I wanted to talk about is like and I feel like this kind of ties into social media. I feel like, again, I'm still kind of on the last topic, but I'm moving on to the next topic. On my personal social media, I have all tabloids, I have all tea pages, like what's the tea type pages. I have every single platform like that completely blocked and deleted off of like Instagram, Facebook, all of that. I have it blocked because, again, a concealer in our usual pattern, but I have all of those pages blocked because, again, may ruffle a few feathers, like I feel like those pages can be the main source of negativity on social media. So I just choose not to subscribe. I click literally unsubscribe, unfollow, and I just try to fill my feed up with like positive. I made an Instagram post about this, but I just try to fill my feed up with like positive things that are gonna help better me, rather than like other people's business and like what could be negative happening in someone else's life. Because I feel like, what is someone else's negativity gonna do for me that's positive? I'm not the type of person that thrives off of other people's shortcomings or something that happens to them that may be negative. So what's the point of even having it on my feed? So again, I do not follow tea pages or anything, tabloids, any of that on social media. And that kind of ties into my second topic, which would have to deal with what toxic shame is in terms of psychology. I feel like, well, I don't feel like, to explain what toxic shame is in like layman's terms would be, is shame produced by other people that's meant to inherently make you feel bad about yourself, something that's wrong, something's wrong with you, you can never do anything right. It's toxic. Literally, if you think about it in its literal sense, it's toxicity that is also shame. I am a firm believer that God made us all, the Most High, whoever you believe in, because I am an omnist, I believe in all religions, that all of them are pertinent. I respect whoever you believe in. I believe that God made us all exactly how he intended. I don't believe he made a mistake. He makes mistakes. So I feel like an element of toxic shame is to make you feel as if your life or your purpose or your cause or your mission, what you aim to do with your life, is literally a mistake along with every other aspect of yourself. And I don't think that'll ever be true, like ever. So, well, I know that'll never be true. That's not true. So, along with like tying that into social media and just like life in general, again, anything, even like if you see it happening to like another person, like anything that's meant to make someone feel bad for like the choices that they make, who they are as a person, I don't prescribe, I don't subscribe to any type of content that has that type of message to it, because the only person that can judge you is God. Like, the only person that can judge you is the man upstairs. So why would you let another person, again, who's living on a totally different path, I mean, their job may be to be like a paparazzi or a media writer. Again, that's a job in today's world. It's legal. They can have the right to do that. But why would you sit there and let someone who may or may not know you from a can of paint judge who you are in your life and like basically imprint toxic shame onto you? That don't make sense. Coffee break. I had to sip my coffee to that. But I don't prescribe to any of it. I don't subscribe to any of it, because it's just, again, that's that part of social media. And just like, it happens in real life too, like off the phone, but that's that part of social media that I don't like. I'm not a fan of it. I don't think I've ever been a fan of it. Like most of my platforms that I've had, old pages, new pages, I've always like not really had, I haven't really like followed any of those type pages. So again, I would say, if this ties over into like real life, I feel like sometimes, like especially if you grew up like me, I can't lie, like a lot of things get blamed on you. Like you get shamed for how you act, how you talk, how you dress and stuff. That's an element of toxic shame. But toxic shame in itself goes deeper in the sense of your life, to where it's like, not only are your personal aspects, like what's essential to your person, is wrong, like everything is wrong. Every single outside piece, from your house to the car you drive to what you do as far as like education, your religion, everything, what you eat every day, what you do is wrong. That's what toxic shame, that's what toxic shame is. It's literally meant to make you feel as if all aspects of your being is wrong. And I don't think, again, we all live on different paths, we all do different things in our lives, so it's like, how could that be true? There is no one central way to live, so how could that be possibly true? I'm gonna take my Maybelline powder in light medium, and I'm just gonna lightly bake my face and highlight. Again, because I use like a more matte foundation, I'm gonna use less powder because I feel like, ooh, let me blend that out just a little bit more. Right under my eye. I don't like eye creases with my concealer, but I feel like, how could you say that one way of living is particularly wrong if there's so many people in this world living so many different ways, and we're on so many different paths, and we're all different? How does it make sense to say that one particular person on this big blue green space marble is wrong for every aspect of their being? The true meaning behind toxic shame is to literally make you, like, I hate to say the word, but I just said it. It's meant to make you HATE yourself. And if I can be a little bit candid, a little bit like honest, like in the height of the recent like toxic shame that I had to like experience, I literally could remember like me saying to myself, I hate myself. But again, through therapy, through healing, through just like being myself, getting back in touch with who I am and like how I choose to live my life as a person, I was able to realize that, like, again, God doesn't make mistakes. And I'm actually, not to toot my own horn, but I'm toot my own horn. I'm actually a pretty cool person. Like, I'm actually a very cool person. Everybody should think of themselves as a cool person, to be honest, but I'm actually a really cool person. There is no reason that I need to hate myself. That was outside influence and toxic shame projecting onto me how they might possibly feel about themselves, or like that was just a projection of negativity onto me to put me in a negative energy. It's not it's not healthy to endure toxic shame. So again, anytime you feel as if you are around something like that, or you have issues with something like that, I would just say hit that unsubscribe button. Just detach yourself. Don't allow it to change who you are as a person and how you feel about yourself, because again, I don't think God makes mistakes. I know he doesn't make mistakes. So to say that to let other people say that you as a person is literally wrong, like just wrong, just for everything about you, like literally everything about you is wrong, that's not healthy to allow that type of energy into your life. But oh, I almost forgot, blend out your nose contour. Blend it out really well, and then don't forget to set it with just a little powder. There we go. But I am now going to take my, put this away for a second. I'm taking my Pure Cosmetics complexion palette. It is in the color medium tan, and I'm gonna take the contour color and just start my contouring cheekbones, temples, maybe a little bit on my jawbone, chin, nose. But again, there should never be a reason why you're literally telling yourself I hate myself. That means that there is some type of negative outside influence. Sometimes it may be yourself, but there is some type of negative outside influence that is affecting you in, again, a negative way, and you need to like extinguish that, let it go, or just like get those people out of your life. Again, this may ruffle feathers, but in my aspect, in my sense, it had to be family, unfortunately. But never let people tell you that I've said this probably like 2-3 times now, never let people tell you that every aspect of your being, how you live, how you talk, walk, dress, what you eat in a day, just that what car you drive, what type of clothes you wear, what type of faith that you choose to like follow and practice and abide by, like, don't let anybody do that to you, because in my opinion, it's just their own negative projection of their inward feelings towards themselves, and just like negativity in general. That type of stuff is never good. It's never good. So that's just why I don't choose to let it bother me anymore. Again, for your contour, I noticed same thing with the eyeshadow, just pat it into your face instead of trying to drag your brush across your face. You actually use less product because you're not wiping it back off of your face, and it looks softer and more natural. So and then for this look, I'm actually going to use a little bit of bronzer just to warm up my face just a little bit. Okay, so the bronzer that I'm going to use is actually from the Anastasia Glow Kit. It's the color bronzed. I'm going to use a little bit of that. Just a little bit, because it technically is a highlighter, but it could be used as a bronzer for my skin tone. Just a couple taps. I'm just going to take that kind of to like the high points of where I just put. To the high points of where I just put my contour. Just to warm my face up just a little bit. Very cute. So I'm just gonna go along my chin just a little bit. I just go to both sides of the apple of my chin, a little bit under my lip, but I just mainly focus my contour on my chin to the apple, the side apples of my chin. Take my powder brush on the other side. I'm gonna start wiping away that light bit of powder that I put on my eyes and down my nose and stuff to bake. And then what I like to do, just to make sure that my contour can never do enough blending. Just to make sure that my contour is nice and soft, I'm gonna use the fluffy end of this brush and just like lightly clean up my contour with the highlighting powder of this palette, just a little bit. I literally just tap tap, just drag it down the bottoms of the hollows of my cheeks, and again just blend this out. And then again, because this is a more matte foundation and I like for my skin to look a little bit more dewy, a little bit more hydrated, I'm going to spray my face with my Mario Badescu Orange Blossom spray. And okay, I'm gonna take literally the back of my eyelashes and just let this dry. Just dry it for a little bit. But again, toxic shame is something that you should never let affect like literally every aspect to your being, to the point where you don't like yourself. That's the goal of toxic shame. So just don't let it affect you through social media. Don't let it affect you in your life with your family. Don't let it get to you. Don't even let it honestly touch you. Just back away, detach, all of that stuff, because again, God does not make mistakes. You are meant to love yourself just the way God made you, how he intended to make you, because he makes everybody wonderful, beautiful, amazing. There's a good thing about every person, I believe, good or bad. There's a good thing about every person in this world. So again, just don't let it get to you, because it's like, it could be very insidious and it can be very like pernicious into how you feel about yourself. So don't prescribe to it. So now that this is dry, everything is set. I'm really liking the bronzer with the contour here. I'm going to move into blush. I'm gonna get my blush brush out, and what blush am I gonna use? I actually think I'm just gonna use my favorite, because it is a peachy tone. I'm gonna use the blush in this Pure Cosmetics palette. I like to flip my brush this way and just like apply it to your cheekbones, a little bit on the apples, but just to the high points of your cheekbones. Just to give your face a little bit more color. And then I'm gonna take this fluffy like wide blending brush and I'm just gonna boop boop, just boop, tap off the excess, and I'm going to just fluff it and lightly contour with like the lightest touch. I'm just gonna contour down the sides of my nose. Oh yeah, tap your brush to get that excess off. Tap it, pat it, tap it, get under your nose. Just make sure that you blend it out really well, and I like to blend it all the way up to my brow bone, just to make sure that it looks nice and natural, but you're still, you know, contouring, snatching that nose. All right, so now that you have that done, I'm just gonna go back in and just finish my blush. Make sure that it's nice and blended. Very peachy, very pretty. And honestly, for highlighter, I'm going to use the MAC. This is the Flashing Ice Extra Dimension Skin Finish Trio. It's in medium deep. I'm going to use this middle color right here to highlight my face. And I love this color. It's just like a nice, it does kind of have like a peachy tone to it, just slightly, but it just lightly warms up the face. It's beautiful. Little curve bit across your cupid's bow, but just basically just the high points, just slightly across the high points. And again, just going into my last and final topic, it would be why routine is important from your life. Because again, if you go from like, I don't want to say like consistently using social media, when you kind of just like block social media out of your life, again, you're gonna realize you have a lot of free time to yourself to do what you want. So with that free time, it's very good to enact like a good self-care and just like general routine for your life. That's what I've been doing. I try to plan at least one self-care day a week, whether that it's as simple as just taking a drive, listening to music, or I'm actually like going out, going to a place like you guys saw my vlog, the conservatory and stuff like that. Having a routine of self-care, having a routine of personal care, hygiene, having a routine of like your household chores, items and duties and stuff like that is really important. And it's something more important to do than to endlessly scroll social media for the entirety of the day. Coffee break. Like it's so important to just like make sure that you live your life outside of your media device. It's the best thing that you can do for like your personal health, your mental health, XYZ, all of that. Like just get out and go find something to do that is like good for you, and it's good for the well-being of your mind, your body, your spirit, your soul. Even if it's as simple as like going to pick yourself something up to eat, that's doing something for yourself. That's being good to yourself. Be good to yourself instead of spending all your time on social media. Okay guys, we're almost done, and I actually filmed this in one take because I actually, again, one of the things that I did, a part of my routine, I organized all my makeup. Again, I'm gonna probably do like a vanity like tour of all of my makeup items and stuff. I have a big box of palettes over here. I organized all my makeup as a part of like a routine for myself. I washed all my brushes, I organized all my lip glosses and stuff, and it was honestly so fulfilling to do that, because now I can film for you guys in one take instead of running to go get a concealer and running to go get a powder and running to go get a lip gloss. Everything is organized and essential in one place. So again, make sure you take care of yourself, make sure you keep everything clean, organized, keep up a routine. It will do so much for your mental health, and it will do so much for you just personally, whether it's content creation, stuff like that. It'll help you out a million. So make sure you stay organized, make sure you stay positive towards your goals, make sure that you are taking care of yourself, make sure that you keep everything nice, tight, organized, clean. It'll put you in such a better mind space. But for lashes, I'm going to apply a little bit of mascara. This is the Maybelline Snapshot mascara. I'm just gonna apply a light beginner coat because I'm gonna do half lashes. I've really been liking how half lashes look on me as of recently. And just put one solid coat as of right now on your lashes. And then what I'm gonna do, again, I got these lashes from Temu, but I like to cut them into half lashes. I'd like to bend the plastic so that I don't mess up the actual shape of the lashes. Pull them off, and then I think I like to use the inner corner of them if I want a more natural look, and then I glue the inner corner that I cut off in half to the outer corner of my lashes. And if I want a more dramatic look, I use the outer, more longer, fluffier end, and then I just end up putting them in my eyelash box if I don't use them, and save them. Just again, you get 2 pair of eyelashes in one set. Amazing. We love a good deal. But I'm going to be using the inside part of these lashes. So I'm just going to take my little lash scissors and I'm going to cut off these. Actually, if you can see, they have like a little part at the end, so I'm going to take that part off, and the little part that extends past the lash, because that tends to poke you in the eye. Cut that off. Sometimes it can be a little hard to cut off. Cut that part off, and then I'm literally just going to cut exactly halfway through the lash. So I'm gonna, once again, I'm gonna cut off that little part at the end, and then halfway through the lash. So by the time that you're done, you'll have these longer lashes. Like these I like to use when I want to have a more dramatic yet natural glam. But we're not going to use the ends of those today. I'm just going to put them away in my eyelash box. And we're actually going to use, I'm going to stick it to the end of my hands. We're actually going to use this part of the lash today on our outer lashes. So after I've done one coat of mascara, and these are good, it's perfect. I invested in some tweezers. Sometimes your nails aren't the best to put on lashes, especially half lashes, because they could be a little bit tricky. I'm going to apply some lash glue to them. All my beauty blenders are in the way. Okay, again, I told you guys, I promise that I literally did all of my makeup, and okay, here we go. And another, it looked like a lip gloss, so I thought this was good lip gloss. For half lashes, I like to use the Ardell Brush On Clear Lash Adhesive. This is not the one that's meant to be more permanent for like individual cluster lashes. This is literally like clear as day lash glue. But I like to use this for half lashes because, again, it's a half lash. They're meant to look more natural. So I feel like this, it doesn't dry down with like a cast, because sometimes the clear of like the tube glue could dry down with a little bit of a cast. So I just apply a little bit of this to each lash. Just apply a nice coat to each lash. I like to do it one at a time too, because this glue can dry a little fast. I literally give it like 5 or 10 seconds. 3. So I'm gonna take my tweezers. I'm just gonna apply this to the outer corner of my lash and get it as close to the lash line as you possibly can. Okay, this one didn't really stick. I don't know why. The lash band on these lashes are a little bit hard, so it's kind of like not sticking to. Again, we all have our little oopsies with makeup, but I'm just gonna apply a little bit more glue, and I'm gonna try to like bend these to fit the curvature of my eye. After I apply the glue, I'm just gonna like literally like bend them like this to like fit the curvature of my eye a little bit more, because they're like straight across my lash and I want them to again sit as close to the lash line as they possibly can. So kind of bend them to make them fit a little bit more precise. We're gonna try again. If at first you don't succeed, redefine this success and try again. All right, that time bending those lashes out really worked out for the best. You see how that just like naturally just like lifts the eye without doing too much? I'm starting to love half lashes. So again, just before I even put the glue on, I'm gonna, if you can see, just like roll them to give them a little bit more curve to them, because they're very straight, like straight across type lashes. And then I'm gonna apply a little bit of my clear lash glue. Focus, you guys, focus. But yeah, we're almost done. Oops, I just dropped that, but I'll get it. 1, 2, 3. And then just apply these to the outer corner of your lash. Again, it adds such a like nice and fluffy like natural look to your eyelashes without doing too much, putting a full lash on. So the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back in with my mascara one more time, and like I'm not gonna apply any mascara to the half lashes, but just to the inner corner. I'm gonna turn my brush like this, and just to the inner corner, just apply a little bit more mascara, just to make sure they all the lashes match across your eye and that they're nice and defined. Again, very natural, very cute, very fluffy. I love the way half lashes look. And then just really quickly, again, because you always want to do bottom eyeshadow to match your top eyeshadow, I'm going to take this is what I use to do the sparkly shadow on my eyelids. I'm actually going to take this in that color 100p right here, and I'm going to mix that with the Boss Lady color right here. I'm just gonna lightly put that to like the outer 2/3 of my bottom lid, so it's like it has a little bit of sparkle to it, but not as much because we mixed it with that 100p color. Perfect. So now that we did that, I want to make sure everything looks good. Again, love half lashes. I'm going to take my Maybelline Snapshot Mascara, and I'm going to go along the bottom lash line and just apply a little bit of bottom mascara just to make my lashes show up against that bottom eyeshadow. Alright, you guys, I'm back. I had a little mishap, but I'm going to take my favorite brown not eyeliner, but lip liner. This is in the color C68901 by LA Colors, and I'm just going to line the very outer edge of my lip, like so. Make sure you blend it out. Rub your lips together, blend it out. I'm going to take a little bit of like, again, this is like a double quad. I think I might use, no, I'm going to use the lip gloss side. I'm going to use the lip gloss side, which is like a nice peachy color, and dab that on the middle part of my lips. Blend it out. And then I'm going to apply like this soft peachy glittery gloss all over everything. And one more coat. And we're done, you guys. The look is completed. The look is finished. Nice and soft. Nice and like warm and peachy. It's meant to be like a warm peach. And then I'm gonna unwrap my hair. Okay, everything, I slept with my hair tucked behind my ears, so It's a little tangled around my ears, but all right, I'm going to actually, I have like second, third day curls going on, and I actually kind of like them, so I'm just gonna brush any little tangles I have out of my hair with my brush, and I'm just gonna again tuck my hair behind my ears. I hate when my hair falls in my face, and I'm just gonna wear this look just like this, you guys. And again, I'm wearing my U-part wig with my Sweet Peas Naturals. This is not the chocolate brown pre-dyed hair, but the pre-dyed hair is exactly the same colored as this. I personally dyed this myself. This is like 5 bundles. I think it's 2 bundles of 28 and 3 bundles of 30 that I put into a U-part wig. I actually named her Old Nelly. So I put her in a U-part wig, but slapped Old Nelly on, and I have been wearing it just as like an alternative to doing a sew-in. It's less tension. I'm able to take it off, oil my hair, make sure my hair is nice and hydrated and moisturized underneath. So again, I'm just gonna rock my second or third day loose wave, beachy curls and stuff like that. Make sure everything's nice and flat. Make sure you wear your satin bonnet, wear your satin nightcaps to make sure that your hair works. And then I just like to go in sometimes with my brush from my contour to make sure that I didn't have a line from my hair scarf across my forehead. And that's the look, you guys. Soft, peachy, glam, little bit of half lash. It's nice. This is perfect, like, I don't want to say like everyday makeup, but if you just want to like zhuzh up your natural like everyday soft glam, definitely recommend a nice soft peachy look. I feel like peach really just complements like most if not all skin tones. It's a nice like warm natural color. Again, practice good etiquette on social media. Don't prescribe. Don't let toxic shame cause you to HATE yourself. Like, that's not okay. That's not good. It's not healthy for you. Don't let anybody tell you that you're wrong for every aspect of your being. I cannot stress that enough. Don't ever let anyone tell you that. And unless you take a personal self-inventory of yourself and you can actually see that you're doing wrong. But if you're just living your life, you're not bothering nobody, you're just like living life how you please, don't let anybody ever tell you that that part of you, who you are, what you do, everything about you is wrong. Don't ever let anybody tell you that. And make sure that you enact a nice self-care routine, personal care routine, hygiene, the cleanliness of your house, the cleanliness of your life, your mental space, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. Be thorough, thoughtful, and succinct with that. Make sure that you're taking care of you and that you're doing the best that you can, because you're on your path and your path will differ from everybody else's in this world. So it's very, very important to just like stay like fruitful and thoughtful towards what you want out of life, what you want out of your goals. Don't let anybody stray you away from that. That's important. All of the things that I talk about today is so important to just like change your life, turn your life around, have a more positive and more pertinent like outlook on life that will get you somewhere. Don't let any outside influences, don't let a blog, a tea page, a family, other people, don't let any of that distract you off of your path, your own goals, your own personal principles, and the way that you want to live life. You guys, we were all created beautiful. We were all created just amazing. Everybody has something that, like I said, that's cool about them. So just believe in that and stay positive, you guys. And again, if you like this video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys again soon. Peachy glam, nice and natural. So yeah, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Bye. Do 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 do.